If you've been using Instagram in the last week, you might have noticed there was a severe malfunction in the algorithm. The algorithm started feeding users extremely explicit pornographic content that they did not ask for. And
at
usually
least the boyfriend said they didn't ask for.
Yeah, it seems to be colloquially referred to now as the Freakygram update or the freaky glitch that took over the app for a couple of days straight.
I wonder if they got hacked.
I mean, there is no evidence that it was hacking. It seems unlikely that they, if they could blame it on someone else, Instagram would have addressed it by now, but they haven't. Instagram hasn't said anything to address the situation. I haven't seen any mainstream media coverage of this, but it started out with people asking on X, why is Instagram freaky today? And I saw tweets like, Instagram allowed what? Instagram just made the biggest mistake of their lousy career. And when I saw these tweets, I initially assumed...
Why would they anthropomorphize their lousy career?
That they have a career.
They have a career?
At first, I assumed that this was a terms of service change on Instagram where they were going to start allowing explicit content on the app.
Oh, that was never going to happen.
To some degree, that content is already on the app and it, slips through the cracks. I, without a shadow of doubt, know that they allow that type of thing to kind of run rampant on the app because, people have done a lot of investigating into that. But it was not a TOS change.
Okay.
It was legitimately a glitch. But, the Wall Street Journal did a report on this back in November 2023, talking about how the algorithm tends to feed you sexualized content that you didn't spend time looking at before. Yeah. You can start a new account to test it out on Instagram as an underage user, and it will show you explicit content on your Reels page from the first time that you log into the app. So this Wall Street Journal investigation reported concerns over the Instagram Reel algorithm, which allegedly exposes users to overtly sexual videos and child sexualizing material. The algorithm's behavior was tested by the Wall Street Journal, which created accounts that followed child gymnasts, cheerleaders, and other teen and preteen influencers. Despite the lack of sexual content in those accounts, the algorithm delivered risque footage of children, overtly sexual adult videos, and ads from major brands, including Disney, which this investigation being published prompted a revolt from a lot of the companies that run ads on Instagram and Meta as a whole. But this Freakygram update, I didn't see anybody talking about it, so I decided that we should.
Yeah.
I only saw people talking about it on social media. You sent me this Reddit thread about it. Freakygram ass app. Why is Instagram showing me freaky posts from years ago? How come it isn't banned, and how'd they start flooding? Because comments are fresh as 2 seconds ago, and all someone said it might be because of a new update, but which exactly? And Instagram never clarified anything, never addressed the situation. But I saw that these posts were getting millions of views, and it was a widespread phenomenon, not just a few people. Usually when you look on your Explore page and you just see women in bikinis, that's a sign that you are looking for content of scantily clad women. This was not the same thing.
I think Brett Cooper did something on that recently.
What did she say?
It was like a tip to if your
it's like a red flag.
Yeah, it's like if it's a red flag if your man's Explore page looks like that, it's because
right, because they'll just say, oh, it's just like that. That's just what Instagram does. They just force you to look at this. No, your Explore page is a different story. This was a widespread glitch on the For You page for Instagram Reels. It started showing people very thinly veiled pornographic content or just completely uncensored explicit content that somehow made it through the algorithm that censors these things. X users and TikTokers took to social media to find out if anyone else was seeing explicit stuff on their feed. One of the first reactions, whose post about the glitch amassed over 14 million views in less than a day. It's simple. cause and effect thinking, as people who updated the app and reported their explore pages went haywire, showing them graphic videos and photos that should have otherwise been auto-detected and auto-deleted by the algorithm and moderators.
There's got to be movies to be made or have already been made about like living mods whose job it is to just delete hate. I know that there's Facebook moderators who have said that the job is absolutely horrifying and that they're deleting videos of like decapitations.
If there's any job that should be offloaded onto AI, I think it should be content moderation, but there are so many ways that could go wrong.
Too many pitfalls. It has to be.
Yeah.
It's literally basically the theme of Person of Interest, right? Is that when he created the AI, he makes it so that the only way that that you can get the information is the machine just gives a human being a social security number and tells them to investigate, because they have to offload it onto a human so that the morality impact comes down on a human and not a machine.
Yeah, there's far too many nuances that I don't think AI would be able to detect at this point. But so far, there's been no official statement from Instagram about the corroborated glitch. And also over the past 24 hours, this says people blamed it on the CrowdStrike outage.
Did you see?
I don't know if those things are related.
It's like maybe,
I don't know.
Did you see that CrowdStrike is offering $10 gift cards?
Oh, how nice of them.
$10 gift cards.
I'm sure that will make it up to all the people who were stuck in the airport for 48 hours.
Well, now you can get it was like a Grubhub gift card or something like that. I don't remember what it was for, but I just remember the amount being $10.
That's incredible.
Yes, that's what you can
I really hope they class action. But I don't think it's related to the CrowdStrike outage. I mean,
if we're
my pet theory is that it's actually related to Instagram's existing algorithm, that they actually prioritize graphic or sexualized content on the app, not the other way around.
Yeah.
Because there's already so much that they allow by their TOS. And I think that the algorithm is structured in a way to start you off with sexualized content to begin with.
Yeah.
And that was proven by the Wall Street Journal investigation.
Yeah.
So I think that this is just possibly a glitch that took advantage of the existing algorithm they have. It's no secret that, most of these mainstream platforms kind of turn a blind eye to adult content on their apps.
Well, also, much like Twitch streamers, they find all sorts of loopholes around it.
The loopholes are
abound.
Yeah, definitely. So that's what brings me to the new YouTube meta that Moist Critical recently talked about in this 8-minute video. If you guys have time to watch this, you definitely should. He doesn't show you any of the explicit content, but basically what he's explaining here is people are making bank promoting their OnlyFans on YouTube channels with so-called breastfeeding tutorials, where they are fully showing female nipple, just tits out. Mm-hmm. No censorship, none whatsoever.
You just know that
breastfeeding tutorials.
Some Instagram thought or OF ho was out in public one day and saw a woman breastfeeding without a care in the world and thought,
I should do that.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do that. That's what they thought. There's a 20 there from the award-winning Taint.
Okay. He said, I've been a fan of this show for years and an award winner for even longer.
Well, thank goodness.
We believe you.
We believe you. Thank goodness.
But yeah, it's obviously a way that people are funneling subscribers to their OnlyFans. They're using YouTube to do that. They're using Twitch for that. Twitter is full of these literal streetwalkers just under the replies of every viral post. There is some girl working the corner promoting her
honestly
OnlyFans.
Sometimes I see them on Twitter and I'm like, that was a clever response.
It's just they are constantly doing this. Some of them have bots do it, but I can tell they put hours into this stuff.
Michael Bay to direct explosive new skibbity toilet movies. She's like, you want to see me explode? Check out this page. Check out my. Okay.
They certainly are creative. The hoes do get creative.
They get creative. I got a question for you. So YouTube is very different from Instagram, which is very different from Twitter. What do your For You pages show you? Are they the same from platform to platform, or do you get, because I get vastly different stuff from platform to platform. Like if I'm looking at Instagram, what I'm getting are headlines about infographics for movie releases, Ken Griffey Jr. and Barry Bonds videos, and pro wrestling stuff.
Okay, I get a lot of Trump memes. I don't really scroll Instagram reels, but when I do, those are Trump memes.
And I get the girl who does reviews of parking lots, which is my favorite account on Instagram.
I get a lot of like AI cat dancing videos. I guess I'm just exposing my low IQ content.
We all love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I get lots of skating content, obviously, but most of it's like, this Barry Bonds stat is so crazy, it looks fake. And then they go in and they describe why the stat is real.
And you also said you watch like pressure washers.
Okay, that's why I asked of the platform. So on YouTube, my algorithm, it's like woodworking, grumpy pressure washers, and now it's those weird brain rot soccer games that I get sent thousands of because I watch this one channel because the videos are very, very low IQ and fun, and it can send me 10 in a row from, I don't know how they even pump them out at that rate, but I'll get 10 new ones in a row from that same channel. And then so it goes, it's pressure washing videos, woodworking videos, or another one is like masonry and fixing holes in walls and stuff like that. But also a lot of like
cleaning horseshoes.
I used to get a lot of that, but a lot of firearm, like oddly enough, after last week, less of the firearms. Like I'm not getting as much
those
stuff.
are getting suppressed.
I used to get endless firearms mods and stuff like that, which I would watch a lot of, tutorials and things like that. And this is just the real section.
That's a very male-brained For You page and not degenerate.
Yeah.
But I feel like the degeneracy is just, it's either they're turning a blind eye to it, or they are actively encouraging it, especially on a platform like Twitch, but also on Twitter where that is just openly allowed, and Instagram where it's technically against their TOS, but they're going to promote it to all of their new users with even information on the user that they're a child. It's incredibly inappropriate, and the loopholes also exist on YouTube where they're posting these bogus breastfeeding tutorials.
Yeah.
And some of them, what's most disturbing is in this video, Moist Critical says some of them involve actual children.
That lady went to jail, he said. She's still there.
So disgusting. Yeah. So, I can't even fathom how you end up at that point. But I have seen, women with OnlyFans using, prompts like that and, branding themselves as, breastfeeding and birth videos, and then just how is this not illegal? It probably is illegal, but they're just not facing any consequences for it yet. But they're posting those. They're also posting see-through try-on hauls where they buy clothes that are see-through and they try them on in YouTube videos and somehow get away with it. Someone in the chat also mentioned that to us the other day. And I'm sure they're going to come up with even more loopholes to get away with this shit.
It's their own version of licking a microphone.
Exactly. Yeah. It's the licking an ear-shaped microphone on Twitch, but for YouTube.
What does your Twitter timeline look like?
These days it's been far too political for what I would prefer.
That's so what I asked a question the other night. I was talking to someone about how does bookmarking stuff affect your algorithm? Because what my assumption is that whatever you bookmark, it's telling your algorithm, it's telling you like this. Yeah. Show me more of this. I went through last night and I cleared out all my bookmarks.
That would take me years.
And it got rid of a lot of the doomerist politics that I was seeing, and kind of returned me to a sense of at least now I'm getting the doomerist pop culture stuff again, which is what I'm looking for. But that could also be that right now Twitter is a mainstay for actual news, and it's been news heavy for politics the last couple of weeks. But it's I don't want to get the endless updates on why Kamala Harris is supposedly going to be the greatest candidate for political office or the worst. I don't care right now. It's endless.
I've been getting a lot of tweets from Stan Twitter, people who are obsessed with pop stars.
I left the one about Miami Vice. I left the bookmarked one about white men living a completely...
the one singular bookmark
I have left.
Yeah, I am glad that my timeline is not filled with this type of degeneracy. I know that it's a controversial subject about censorship and, you know, what big tech allows versus what they censor on these platforms when it comes to explicit adult sexualized content. But I think here's maybe a solution I can propose that a lot of people can get on board with.
On Instagram, if it's 13 plus, you can't advocate for that.
Yes. I mean, I've just heard a lot of people, you know, they don't feel it's fair I know it's ridiculous, but a lot of people think there should be sexualized content allowed on all of these platforms, even though they're 13 plus. Here's a solution though. One solution of many. Don't allow people to link to their OnlyFans on their profile if it's a 13 plus platform.
Yeah.
Or any other pornographic website.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.